All right. We are live on Sunday night, Solavei Social, and I can hear the twist is played in the background. This being our very first weekend Solavei Social Live. We are going to have a fun time tonight. I'll say somewhat more of a casual time tonight. And there's a big reason why the twist is played in the background, because right in front of you on your screen is the famous, is the person that all of us know his incredible history. Chubby Checker is in the house tonight, there with Tom McMurrin in Georgia, as well as Dee Dee from the Crystals. We have another guest that's going to be joining us here in a few moments. He's actually trying to get in to the live feed right now, but I want to welcome all of you across the United States. Tonight we happen to be here in mine and Chantel's home, and so for me it's great to be in the setting where I am, where my kids are, and be with you wherever you may be tonight. Tonight we have literally thousands of people across the United States that are all watching tonight to again hear, learn, and see what is happening with Solavei and how Solavei is today sweeping the nation. And so I want to just take a moment just to say thank you. For being with us tonight, and hopefully over the next few minutes we can tell you why Solavei is the company, and I call it is the company, that we'll all be looking back to a decade from now and saying we were there right at the beginning. We already see the tens of thousands of people across the United States that have already said yes to Solavei, and every day are talking to those that they know about it. So right now, let's go ahead and go across the country. I'm here tonight. Our home is on Lake Washington here in the Seattle, Washington area, and so we're going to go all the way across the country to the East Coast to Georgia, where Tom McMurrin. You've got a big party happening, I think, at your house tonight, having a Solavei Social. So Tom, are you there? All right, just unmute yourself, Tom, so we can hear you.
I'm here. Can you hear me good?
There, we got you, Tom.
That's great.
How are you?
I'm doing awesome. I got a great group of people here. We're down on the farm and having a Solavei Social and some pizzas and sitting by the fire, actually.
That's great. So Tom, why don't you tell us, give us some friends you have there with you. I know you have some people that are new to Solavei, some that have been involved in Solavei for several months now. If you would, just maybe introduce some of the people you have with you.
Absolutely. Well, one of my great kingpins in the business, Eric Green, is here. He's doing great things with us and has built a huge organization. I've got my wife back there in the background, and a school friend, Judy Dixon. Obviously, I've got John Miller, a 20-year friend of mine, just got into the business and got his first trio, and our esteemed guests, Chubby Checker and Dee Dee from the Crystals.
That's great.
That's great. We got like 30 people around. I can't go through all of them, but we have a fantastic group of people.
Tom, it's great having you with us tonight, and for all of you who are across the United States, we're going to use Tom in his home tonight as someone as a surrogate for all of the different homes and restaurants tonight. We know there's community centers. We actually know there's churches, a lot of churches across the United States are tonight that have gotten people together and are watching this inside their churches. We know restaurants. I've heard of Italian restaurants. We've heard of Mexican restaurants. We know there's coffee shops across the country right now, and a lot of homes that are happening that are taking part in the Solavei right now. So let's go ahead and jump right into another guest as they get on air with us. They only have a limited amount of time because of something that's happening tonight with them, which we'll share with you here in a few minutes. But let's go ahead and jump right in. And we'll come back over to you, Tom, here in a few minutes. But, what is Solavei? And, we'll spend some time here in about 30 minutes sharing with you why Solavei is on the top of so many people's minds across the country. And maybe first what I can do is tell you a little bit about myself as a way of introduction. And also I'm being cued right now to tell you to go to your Twitter feed, and you can tweet hashtag Solavei Social to actually get into the live feed right now, and in fact bring us your tweets where we can actually communicate with you as this social is going on. Also, You can go to Solavei Socials at solavei.com as well. We're very big on social. We're very big on communication, and so I encourage you to use that as you go through the night. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. So my background, I've been in technology and telecommunication for almost 2 decades now. I've had 3 successful exits from the companies that I've had. My last company I founded in 2001. I grew it to about a $1.2 billion valued company, a global business in mobile data services. And it was the summer of 2011 that I left that company. I retired, and what the plan was, especially with my wife, Chantel, was that I was going to take a couple of years and really do nothing. She wanted to travel. We wanted to spend time with the kids. We got 4 sons, 4 boys. And that lasted all for about 2 months. And here's what happened. At the beginning of each of those 3 companies, I always found myself in a place like I call the white space, where I can think clearly, I can analyze, and I can see the key trends that are happening really around the world in different industries. And I found myself there again. And here's what was interesting. I made a decision. I had a lot of different companies that were approaching me to take over the helm, very large corporations, and nothing seemed right to me. And what was interesting, I told Chantel, I said, whenever I make a decision to actually enter, the thing that I believed would be next, I want it to align with my values. And so I'll give you 2 of the 5 that around that time that I said these are the most important things to me, because I said whatever I do next, I want it to be about the things that frankly I care about. 2 of the key values that I said at that time, I said, number 1, I want to do something with the people I like, love, and trust. And Tom in that home tonight is a great example, of already what Solavei is. He's got a room full of people there, and I know so many of you across the United States, you're where you are right now because somebody liked you, somebody trusted you, and has you there with them, whether it's in a restaurant or it's in a home like Tom's there right now. The second thing I said, I want to positively impact millions of people's lives for good. And Chantel and I, we happen to have 2 foundations. We do our foundations do a lot of work, whether it's digging water wells in Central African Republic, or orphanages down in Belize, or involved very heavily in education and helping make sure those who don't have the funding for education actually have it. And so that's where a lot of our hearts were at that time. And I tell you all that because those 2 things, and really there's 5 core values that we have at the underpinning of Solavei. And right at that time, we thought, well, maybe we're going to spend the majority of our time over the course of this couple-year period and just really our foundations. But here's what happened. I started analyzing a lot of the key trends that were taking place across the United States and frankly around the world. One of the trends that I saw that was so much a part of our everyday life was that of the economy. And I think all of us will agree that the economy has been on the tip of our tongues. It's been on the forefront of our minds for many years now. We've almost been in an environment where we say it's worse than the Great Depression. In fact, they call this the Great Recession, the last really since 2008. And when you look at those around you, the average income in the United States, household income is about $51,000. 30% of the United States is making less than $30,000 a year. Okay, when you look at the population, that's almost 100 million people making less than $30,000 a year. So obviously the economy is something I saw in September, October of 2011 as being a key trend today, that people are having to focus on that whether they like it or not. And some companies were actually benefiting because of those trends. The second trend I saw was that of social media, and I think all of us are part of that tonight. When you think about 5 years ago, would we ever have thought that through a Google Hangout would all be here connected across the United States? Literally thousands of us tonight being connected. Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Google+. We are woven together now through a social fabric, and it's really changed the way we act and the way we interact. The third thing I saw was the industry of mobile. There, perfect. The industry of mobile. 300 million mobile phones in the United States. 5 billion around the world. Our phones have become a DNA imprint of who we are. When you think about the power of this industry and what's happened in the course of the last 10 years,
it has really changed in how we live our lives. I mean, if you leave home without your mobile phone in the morning, it's like you left home without your right arm. You know, the average phone bill in the United States is $71. 26 million iPhone users today spending $100 or more a month. Tens of millions are spending much more than that. And it's something that's on the forefront of all of our minds every single day. The fourth trend I saw was that of social sharing. And what is that? Well, there's really a multitude of industries really wrapped up in those two words. You think about Amazon, you think about Groupon and companies of the like, where referral marketing and affiliate marketing is actually being utilized today to distribute goods and services. You think about some of the large direct selling companies like Avon and others, $10+ billion companies that are using a relationship marketing person-to-person environment to distribute their goods and services. Now, Nielsen, and I love this stat because Nielsen came out with this not too long ago with a lot of research that they did, where they said 47% of people actually trust mass media advertising, a radio, television, and print. And so the opposite of that, though, is 53% of people obviously didn't trust it. But yet at the same time, 97% of consumers trust when a friend happens to refer them to something, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's clothes, whether it's a good or a service. We trust when our friends tell us, and more times than not, we'll actually use it, do it, go to it, eat there. I can't tell you the last time that I bought something or I went and ate someplace because I happened to see it on a billboard. But there's not a week that goes by in my life that when a good friend of mine tells me about something that they like, that they're getting great benefit from, that they're getting great value, that I do it. That is the power of social sharing. And so here's what I saw. I saw all four of those trends in the fall of 2011 all converging to ultimately create the opportunity today that we call Solavei. And if you look at the little moniker with Solavei, you'll see every day it's powered by relationships. And that's what this company is all about. And a great example that you see there with Tom and his wife and his great friends, and there with Chubby and Dee Dee there in the room. It's all about relationships. And the mission of our company is this: we're going to make commerce less expensive. The very things that you use, that you do every single day, we're just going to make it cost less. If you use as an example what Senegal and Brotman did, the founders of Costco, what did they do? They took the collective buying power of millions of members to drive price down for their members. And then what they made a decision to do is we're going to take all of that pricing advantage that we're able to create and actually pass that along, those savings, that benefit, that value, directly to our members. Now, if you look at the second part of our mission, we're also going to make it profitable for our members. And this is what we believe. There are billions upon billions of dollars. In fact, there's over $140 billion in advertising that's spent every single year. We said, wouldn't it be better to take those billions of dollars in advertising and move it to the greatest advertising vehicle known to man today, which is people, you. And that's our mission. And here's what we did: is we took those four trends that I shared with you a few minutes ago, and the primary behaviors that those four trends would actually drive, meaning the economy. What does the economy produce? Well, we want to save money. No matter how much money you have or how little you have, everyone likes to save money. Number two, the second value, when you think of social, that's people want to be connected. When you look at mobile, people want to be able to communicate. When you look at social sharing, people want to have an opportunity to possibly make additional income, earn extra income because of that. We took those four primary behaviors and we built it into the very first technology, the very first social commerce platform to actually produce an output around those four behaviors. Number one, where our members, Solavei members, could purchase goods and services for less. Number two, the very goods and services that our members are already buying every day. It's already a share of your wallet. It means it's something that's in your monthly budget every single month already. Over 300 million people in the United States. Number three is our members, enabling them to engage in community, to be connected in community. And number four, giving our members to earn additional income. We built all four of those things directly into the very first social commerce platform, where we believe we're the very first company to fully leverage the social graph. And so when you hear the word social graph, What that means is really the social networks that you see. It's really the fabric of all of those social networks, from Facebook and Pinterest and Twitter and Google Plus, etc. And ultimately for us, creating mutually beneficial economic relationships person to person. And here's what we did. We started first with mobile, because we believe mobile created a natural conduit of economic relationship, where because you're already spending for your mobile phone every single month, it created a natural conduit of interaction, economic interaction. The second thing that it did, it created a communication conduit. Because 300 million people across this country today, 5 billion around the world, they're able to use every single day their device to communicate outbound to friends or family, etc. But at the same time, it gave Solavei an opportunity to communicate directly to them whenever we had the next good or service. And the mobile phone became the conduit, became the platform, became the foundation for us to be able to layer on additional goods and services. So it was about a month and a half ago, we announced that in the month of June, Solavei Retail would be brought to all of our Solavei members, where the very place you're going today and getting your gasoline, getting your groceries, getting your primary goods and services, where those large companies wanting to have a relationship with Solavei, just through your device, we're able to alert you to it on a daily basis, where we can, again, drive more value into your life by helping you save money, but at the same time be able to help you make money because of the scale of your network and how it continues to grow. You'll see Solavei Cable in the future. You'll see Solavei Energy in the future. You'll see Solavei Financial Services in the future, all because we began with a primary instrument, a primary platform, meaning the mobile phone, to be able to not only create an economic relationship, but also be able to communicate with you every time the next service would come to the market. And that's why we started with mobile. If you look at the primary offering that we're providing all of our members of Solavei, is $49 a month, unlimited text, data, voice, 4G nationwide. We went, and I'll never forget, it was the early part of 2012, where I had the largest mobile operators in the United States all competing vigorously to be the exclusive platform for Solavei, because they knew how viral this would end up being because of the social platform that we've created. And we ultimately chose T-Mobile, and the strength of their network, the ability to be able to reach over 230 million members to over 230 million people across the United States, and a mobile operator committed to continue to expand the network, at the same time be able to drive price down for our members to where they would get a benefit that they otherwise wouldn't have. And so Solavei bringing to the marketplace $49 a month, unlimited text, data, voice, 4G nationwide. And a great example is I carry the iPhone 5, and there wasn't a month that I spent less than $130 a month when I was with AT&T. In fact, the three of us, my wife, our older son, who's 17 years old now, and myself, we spend around $400 a month for our iPhones. I now have $49 a month, unlimited every single month. But here's what's so great. With Solavei, not only is it $49 a month, unlimited, but if you look down at just the offering that we have against the other mobile operators, one, from a value standpoint, just on cost, it's great. But if you look at the data offering and how much you get, up to 4 gig at 4G speeds. But when you look at the recurring revenue program that's in place, is what no one else has. It's not what AT&T is offering you. It's not what Verizon's offering you. It's not what Sprint's offering you. It's not what Boost is offering you. It's not what Virgin's offering you. To where you just introduce Solavei to 3 of your friends, as an example, which we call a trio. We're going to pay you $20 a month. So your $49 phone bill is only costing you $29 a month. Unlimited text, data, voice, 4G nationwide for every 3 people that you introduce to Solavei. It doesn't stop there, because what we've done is we've made sharing simple. And at the very beginning of Solavei, I said, I don't want to create a selling environment. I want this to be a sharing environment. And so what we did is we combined social media, we combined social sharing, and we combined mobile all together. So first is the great offering, $49 a month, unlimited text, data, voice, 4G nationwide. Then what we did is we took all of the social networks that are there, the social graph of Pinterest and Google and Google Plus and Facebook and Twitter. We said, let's build a platform that would actually bridge the two, to where our members, through our platform, could easily share Solavei with others. And I think all of us would agree tonight, I don't ever try to sell my friends on something that is of great value. When I like something, I just share it with them. And here's what we did in 2012 as we began building the technology for this. We wanted to create what no one had done, and that's why we have so much IP, intellectual property, so many patents that's been filed around the technology we had, because we said, let's create a bridge between the two to make it extremely easy for people like Chubby, people like Tom, people like Eric to be able to just share it naturally with those that are closest. And here's the thing that's different about us than mass media advertising or from any of the mobile operators, is when you share it and somebody begins using it, like we now have so many people across the United States doing it, you're the one who benefits. And where already in just the last few months, we've already paid over $5.5 million to our members across the United States, and 20 and 40 and 100 and 1,000 and or more monthly incomes, because our members have been the ones sharing Solavei with others. And so what's happened since we launched on September 21st, about 5 months ago? September 21st, we launched here in Seattle, Washington at the EMP. It was an incredible night, great excitement by those who were there with us. But since that time, we've now grown. I know this says over 130,000 through February. It's beautiful that we can now entered March and now be able to change that and say now well over 140,000 across the United States, and continuing to grow every single day. And since we started these Solavei Socials just last Monday, where we get together at 5:30 each day Pacific time, where we do just what we're doing right now, is we've seen record day after record day after record day with our members, new members, and members that have been with us for several months, sharing it wherever they are, and seeing the incredible momentum, the incredible excitement continue to move throughout the United States about Solavei. And so, just as a quick example, and I'll go real quickly through this, is let's say that tonight I happen to post on Facebook, and one of the things that we do a lot of is our marketing organization has been part of some of the largest media companies that are known today. And we build these social graphics we call social commercials, whether it's a 1-minute video commercial or 2-minute or 6-minute, or every single week you'll see multiple days of the week we're putting social graphics out, where all you got to do is place it on Facebook, go into our system, place it on Facebook and Twitter, and be able to send it out through emails, to where you're able to post out there, $49 a month unlimited, text, data, voice, 4G nationwide, or free. Well, what does a friend of you maybe say? Well, $49 a month. How are you getting it for that? I'm paying $120 or more right now for it. How are you getting it? How are you getting it for free? And this Solavei, I've never seen it before. I've not seen a store. And I'd say, well, you're not going to see it in a store, because Solavei doesn't have bricks and mortar locations. Doesn't have it doesn't have a store up in a strip mall. Because here's what happened. Last year, AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, Sprint, the largest mobile operators, spent over $12 billion in sales, advertising, marketing, getting the brand out there, trying to basically get the 300 million people back and forth from each other. And here's what we made a decision to do, that there was a better way. We're going to shift those $12 billion to the greatest advertising voice known to man today, and that's people. I know I said that earlier, but I want you to put this into perspective for a second. You realize that just AT&T and Verizon, as an example, have about 3,000 bricks and mortar corporate locations where consumers go in to get their mobile services. It's about 6,000 between the two of them. Now, when you think about how many members we have, over 140,000 now across the United States, each one of them are a voice. We have over 140,000 walking points of distribution across the United States, and growing every single day. That's the power of Solavei we're doing. Here's what's so amazing. As I tell you, my friend, that all I had to do was share Solavei with 6 of my friends. Solavei put $100 directly into my bank account, and on top of it is paying me $40 a month every single month. So that $49 a month phone bill is now only costing me $9 a month. and obviously it creates a high degree of interest for those that are seeing it. But this is the beautiful part about Solavei, is we've built all this into a technology, all this into a platform to, again, make it simple. And some of the behavior that I wanted built into the system from the very first day was this. I wanted this to be as addictive as Angry Birds. If you ever played Angry Birds and how addictive that game was and is to so many people that play it, and so many other games that's on the mobile phone. I know with my own little guys, I got an 8-year-old and 6-year-old, and extremely addicted to some of those games. But we wanted to create a natural community and a place that you always wanted to engage in. And the Solavei feed, the Solavei community inside of my Solavei is where our members, over 80% of our members, just to give you a stat, over 80% of our members go and live daily throughout the day inside of my Solavei, again, because of this natural behavior that was created, where one, you're able to see everything that's happening inside of the network. You're able to see everything that's happening across Solavei. But what's so beautiful is, Tom tonight, he could actually toggle and see everything that's happening inside of his network, how people are sharing, all the great things that are happening with them. At the same time, and I'll use an example. Let's say that Chubby was introduced to Solavei a couple months ago, and frankly, just like myself or many others, the $49 a month is better than paying $139, $169 a month. And that's the only reason he was even interested in it, and also maybe because a good friend of him happened to introduce it to him, and he had a relationship there. Again, that's the power of these relationships. And he went out and maybe in the first 2 weeks just naturally shared it with a few of his friends. Well, a few of his friends end up doing what? The same thing that Chubby did, sharing with their friends. Well, here's what's so great is all you got to do is go into the dashboard, and every single day you see your network begin to grow. And that is the beautiful part about this, is because when it grows, very different than any one of those addictive games on your phone, you actually earn income. You actually are getting paid for it, because that's the power of Solavei. And we've also built in what we call a notification engine, and this is all about stimulus and response type of behavior that we've built into everything that we've done within the technology. And a great example of this is, let's say that that Tom had introduced Solavei to 6 of his friends, and in the very first 2 weeks, Tom just liked the $49 a month unlimited, text, data, voice, 4G nationwide. But he now just uses his phone. One day, Tom's at lunch in Atlanta, Georgia, maybe with his wife. A little notification popped up in the middle of his phone that said Amy Carney got 6, which is a friend of Tom's, let's say. Well, all Tom has to do is hit this little send congrats button, because he likes the thought that his friend Amy is getting benefit. If she's talked to 6 people or 9 people, she's going to get paid, put $100 to $150 directly into her bank account, because she did that. At the same time, she's going to be earning every single month either $40 or $60 a month, because she now is getting benefit because she's been sharing with others. Well, that makes Tom feel good that he shared this with his friend. Well, immediately it launches a message into the community where it says, Amy, congratulations for making $150 for using your phone. But then just go in there, it goes into Facebook, it goes into Twitter. Here it is on Facebook saying, congratulations, Amy, for making $150 for using your phone. Well, what do you think happens next? Here in the next 10 minutes, 11 of her friends says, how in the world did you get $150 for using your phone? And this is where we've made it, again, simple. All you had to do is go directly into the technology, what we call Outreach Manager. You're able to pick one of the commercials, put those email addresses in there, or Facebook credentials in there, and it immediately sends one of those commercials or one of those graphics or the customized email directly to the friends, to where they can see how Solavei can benefit them as well. And what's great is you're able to see every step along the way when they're engaging and interacting. Every time that they click on an email, every time that they sign into Guestbook, every time they watch one of the videos, where you can follow back up with them, and they too now enjoy Solavei as their mobile service provider as well. And here's what I love. I talked to you a few moments ago about you are the AT&T store, you are the Verizon store, over 140,000 of them across the country just in the last few months. Because we built all of this platform around you, where it's all customized around you. Because when you enroll in Solavei, $49 a month, unlimited, it's not just that. It's now where you have an entire presence that's built around who you are. And so every time somebody goes to, www.solavei.com/chubbychecker and clicks on that, that person enrolls, and when they enroll, Chubby is getting the credit for it. And we see so many great people across the country, from a single mother to a family of 4 to a doctor to a person working in a fire station as a firefighter, to an actor, to a musician, to an artist across the country. We see all these individual presences actually being created today because you know what? Every one of us knows someone that's carrying a mobile phone. In fact, everyone that we probably know is carrying a mobile phone. And every one of them, over 80% in the United States today, are paying more than $50 a month. When you find something of great value, you want to tell other people about it. And what we do is, the moment someone comes in, we want to wrap our arms around them. It's something that's been very passionate about me, and I will not sleep until I know that we have got the most incredible environment where we have truly made this about people and about relationships, and where we have wrapped our arms around our members to experience something with Solavei, because this isn't just about mobile service. It's really about affecting and positively impacting people's lives by the millions around the world. And it always starts with that very first interaction that someone has with Solavei. When somebody enrolls with Solavei, they'll either, if they do it online, they're going to receive their SIM card and all the information within a couple of days of the welcome package that they get. But here's what's great. Now you see our members, in fact, right there in Tom's home. I mean, I'm sure if someone today is enrolling tonight, someone there in that room is going to have one of the SIM cards with them. And the majority of our members now are getting their SIM cards in 10 packs or 20 packs, so they're ready to go. In fact, there's a great announcement. By the way, all you members across the country, we got thousands of Solavei members that are watching this tonight. There's an incredible announcement that's coming out tomorrow related to SIM cards, and you'll stay tuned and make sure you're watching and seeing the Solavei Scoop tomorrow. It's going to be some great information that you're going to be able to get that I know is going to light you up and be a great advantage. But you can get the SIM cards and have them in your hand, and if you are with someone tonight that you're enrolling tonight, all you got to do is tonight enroll, and they can activate you on the spot with your Solavei SIM card. Over now, 63% of the people on a daily basis that's enrolling with Solavei is enrolling with someone who already has a SIM card, and so it's great process. Also, this part I love is within 1 week you're going to receive your Solavei Bank of America Visa debit card. And this is where I believe the whole economy of Solavei all comes to light. And this is very important to me when we started the company, because I really believe that there was a way that someday we would have over $1 billion sitting in Solavei pay cards around the world, where that we could use that collective power and strength and financial girth to be able to drive price down, where our members are typically going on a daily basis, and where we Solavei can not only push all those savings onto them, but also enable them to actually benefit financially by the scale of their network, and those who have ended up taking part in helping grow the network of Solavei. And every 2 weeks we pay directly into your Solavei Bank of America Visa pay card. You can use it to write a check on it. You can get your cash out at anywhere ATM, where there's an ATM, anywhere Visa is accepted. But here's the beautiful part of this is, let's say 2 weeks ago or 2 months ago you got involved. You happen to share Solavei with a few of your friends, and you now just use your phone. But what happened is those friends probably did exactly what that person who shared Solavei did with you tonight, is they begin sharing with others. And so let's say your network grew to, let's say, over 80 people in the course of the last 2 months, where every month you're getting anywhere between $120 and, let's say, $180 a month. Well, what's going to end up happening is you're going to continue to see that grow. And let's say you have $250 sitting in your bank account. Well, when Solavei Retail turns on here this summer, you're going to be able to go and use that pay card at all of the very places that you're probably going today, groceries and gas and many other places you go. And not only are you going to get better value, but Also, those providers are going to be paying Solavei 2 to 12% on every dollar that's purchased by our Solavei members. Is going to be paid back to Solavei, of which 50 cents on every dollar of gross profit that comes into Solavei gets paid to our members through the compensation plan that's in place, creating this virtuous cycle, creating a great benefit to all of our members that we have. So always get down to this portion of our social, and it's how many people that would like to have a better value in their mobile phone. Probably everyone you know and run into is paying more than $50 a month. So just by itself, Solavei and the tremendous network that we have across the United States is going to do just that on its own without anything else. Somebody's going to get great benefit. Beyond that, look at all the benefits that come along with Solavei. There's not a membership fee to get involved. It truly is just $49 a month, unlimited text, data, voice, 4G nationwide. And when you think about 50% of the United States that is making less than $50,000 a year, that by itself is a great benefit. But let's say that there are 3 people in the next 60 days that you happen to introduce Solavei to. We're going to put $50 directly in your bank account. On top of that, you're going to get paid $20 a month. So that mobile phone bill of $49 is only costing you $29. If it's 6 people, which we call 2 trios, you're now going to get $100 put directly in your bank account. On top of that, you're going to be getting $40 a month. That $49 is now only $9. Something we like is the word free. And here's how you get free mobile service with Solavei. 3 trios, 9 people. We're going to put $150 directly in your bank account. On top of that, you're going to get paid $60 a month. Now, it typically doesn't stop there, and that has already been shown by now over 140,000 people, literally tens of thousands of people who are either getting their mobile phone is only costing them $29 or $9 or it's free, or the thousands that are seeing an incredible financial benefit because of Solavei. Is those individuals do the same thing. They naturally tell others. Well, if 3 of your friends that you introduce Solavei to just happen to do the same thing, get a trio each, you're now going to be making $170 a month. So now not only is your mobile phone free, but you're making over $100 each month because of this. Maybe it's some groceries, and maybe it's a date night. And I love these pictures that we see on Facebook and we see on Twitter. People taking their little Solavei Purple Pay card and giving us an example of how Solavei is benefiting them. If 6 of your friends happen to get a trio, you're now making $280 a month each month. So, but better than hearing it from me is actually hearing it from where it's in fact taking place across the country right now. Tom, are you still there? Tom, you still there?
Yeah, we're here, Ryan. Can you hear us?
Tom, you still there?
Yes, can you hear us?
Oh, good. Tom, if you don't mind, it's just been so incredible to see what's happened to you, and I know that as we get out 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 years, there's going to be a lot of people like you. But if you think of the over 140,000, Tom, I think you have a network that's already grown over 12,000 people across the United States, and it's been incredible to see what you've been able to do. But I know that you have some good friends there with you tonight. Maybe if you wouldn't mind just picking a couple of friends that you have there and some of the things that's happened to them.
Yeah, excellent. Well, I've got a very good friend that just got started, 20-year friend, and his name's John Miller. He's right there in the back, but he can kind of tell you a little bit about what's happened with him in the last couple weeks.
Hey, John. Yes, good to meet you.
Good to meet you, too. I'm glad to be here, and Tom introduced this to me. I live in Florida, and I figured where else to learn, so I showed up at his house, knocked on his door, so I'm here to learn. And I got a trio last week, and it's taken off. Another good buddy of mine that I've known since college, my roommate in college, he signed up yesterday and called me today. Says he's got 9 people that want to sign up as well, and so we're starting to take off. And we're introducing rapid sharing is what we're doing. And so we're just getting started, and excited to be here, and appreciate everything that you're doing and that Tom's doing and everybody's doing. I'm just glad to be a part of it.
John, congratulations. I look forward to getting to know you better. And I know you've got Chubby Checker. Chubby, it was so great to hear that you've wrapped your arms around Solavei. Chubby, why Solavei?
I just love it. I'm having a good time discovering all the advantages of being in
Oh, you're kidding me. Okay, it looks like we just lost Chubby. Why don't we try to get them all back on, and we'll go ahead. Let's go ahead and keep on going. I'm going to go ahead and read a couple of tweets that have just come in here in the last few minutes. Here's one here. I love having, this is from Bobby Ray, I love having cell phone service that is now actually paying me. It is today helping pay for my school. Here's another one that just came. Love to pay with my Purple Pay card, especially being able to see that I can buy coffee with it daily. There's another one. I'm hanging out with my friends and now making money. My cell phone has now become my ATM. And I've got from Tina, Solavei has now provided a new meaning of freedom for our family. And these are just a few of the ones that have come through. And Chubby, we lost you right. I see that you're back on. We lost you right as you started talking. And so I think that just created a little bit more of excitement about the words you're about to say. So go ahead, Chubby.
He brought down the house, didn't he?
You were so hot, you tore up the signal tonight.
I think it's good. It's a great opportunity. It's a wonderful vehicle to save money. I'm really glad to be a part of it all, and I'm looking forward to doing great things here. A lot of excitement, and I carry a lot of energy with me wherever I go, and I want to put some of that here in Solavei. I think we're going to have a lot of excitement and success, being in this organization. Thank you for letting me be a part of all this.
Well, Chubby, thank you. I've got to say that when you were here in Seattle, Washington, I know performing, I had a friend I know that went out and saw you perform, and all I got to say is many of us across this country can hold you up as a great example to be able to have the energy and frankly have the mood that you've still got. Absolutely amazing. I in fact, my wife, I'm sure, wishes I still had those moves right now. 45. So, anyway, amazing. Dee Dee, it's so good to have you tonight as well. Dee Dee, why Solavei?
Well, a good friend of mine brought me in, and we've done things before, but this one sounded like it was had a lot more going for it, and more avenues, streams of income, and I give away a lot of money in charities, and I thought, it's not the amount of money you bring in, it's the amount of money you can save.
That's
so
right.
That's a good way to save money. Yeah.
Well, Dee Dee, Chubby, thank you so much, and John, so glad to have you involved, and Tom, for all that you continue to do. And so great to see so many friends of yours together tonight. Eric, great seeing you, and again, Lord, thank you all for letting us come into your house tonight and be a part of this. Thank you so much, guys. The reality is as a great example of this tonight is what does it mean to get involved with Solavei? And it really is easy. Number one, it's to enroll. That's the very first thing. Enroll means, you know what? You're going to say yes to Solavei. And we talk about three things. Get in is number one. Get into Solavei. It's $49 a month, unlimited text, data, voice, 4G nationwide. Not too dissimilar to the day you went into an AT&T store, Verizon store, and you said you wanted mobile service. Difference here is you're saying yes to Solavei, and it's only going to cost you $49 a month, unlimited. The second thing is to get social, and we're getting social tonight. That's what you're seeing here with us. Here in all the homes and all the restaurants across the United States, and so many places where these socials are going on. And this is what I've loved. Really in the last almost 2 weeks now, tomorrow will be 2 weeks, when we kicked off these live socials across the United States, is so many people have now come in and began using Solavei as their mobile service provider, got in because they happened to come to one of these live events, and then literally the next day they would tell one of their friends, say, listen, you got to see this at 5:30 tonight. Tomorrow night at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, we'll be live again. You're going to see numerous locations across the United States. You'll see live. I think we've got 3 or 4 tomorrow night. We're going to allow to come in live, and we try to always have 1 to 4 a night. And I'll just tell you, I just got a message. In fact, Stephen Baldwin was another guest we were having tonight. He had a social and could not, for whatever reason, was having technical difficulties, couldn't get into the social tonight. And at 9 o'clock, which was I guess about 15 minutes ago, was the premiere of Celebrity Apprentice, and so he was really excited. He had a whole social he was doing around the premiere of the Celebrity Apprentice tonight, and he was going to be joining us with all his friends from his place in New York City, and they kept trying, couldn't get it, so he offered his apology and his excitement, enthusiasm. Many of you have seen the Stephen Baldwin video where he did and talked about his excitement about Solavei. But really, it's about getting social. When you get in, I always tell everyone, go in to Outreach Manager, directly into My Solavei, and begin posting, taking one of the social graphics, taking one of the videos, and sending an email or putting it up on Facebook about Solavei, and getting that natural social stream happening. You'll be surprised how many people want to themselves involve themselves with Solavei, and all they are doing is waiting for you to introduce it to them. So number 2, get social. Number 3 is get free. You know, the around getting social is get your first trio. Around getting 3 is get 3. Get 3 trios. You get 3 trios, your mobile service is free. Do it in the next 60 days, we're going to put $150 directly into your bank account. Really, those 3 things I would say keep on the tip of your tongue and on the forefront of your mind. Get in, get social, and get free. And from that, you ultimately see that Solavei has truly created the very first social commerce network to really captivate the minds across the United States. And this is no different than if you would have gotten in at the very beginning of whether it be Facebook or Pinterest or a number of other large companies that we've come to know and be a part of. The difference is here, you're the one who gets to financially benefit, because bottom line, this is not going to be big. This is already big. We are one of the fastest growing mobile services providers in history, and it's all because of you, our Solavei members. And it is spreading like wildfire across the United States. And I always love when I see this happen across the screen, because you know what? At one time in the fall of 2011, the very first part of 2012, this was really a vision, and it was all about creating an architecture. It's now become a reality across the United States. And so I look so forward to being with all of you tomorrow night at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, wherever you are, whether it's in a restaurant, whether it's in a Starbucks, whether it's a house, your office, it's a church, or wherever it may be, that you bring people together. We know tomorrow night, once again, we're going to have thousands upon thousands across the United States saying yes to Solavei. Have a great night. Thanks again for allowing us to come to you tonight, this Sunday night. Have a wonderful, wonderful week and a successful one. We'll see you later.